Welcome. Today, we are exploring one of the most profound questions regarding our eternal transition. But as soon as that which is complete is come, that which is in part shall be done away. So, does that include our past and our memories? When we cross the threshold into the appointed season, do we carry the heavy weight of our history with us? Are our minds wiped clean in a state of forced amnesia? Or is there a more beautiful covenantal mechanism at work? Using the mathematical certainty of a recent life force experiment draw, which returned a 99.8% affirmative verdict, we have a definitive answer. Yes, the past and the memories of the partial age are indeed done away with. But the way this happens is a masterpiece of divine grace. To understand it, we have to look at what is consumed and what is kept. Let's begin with what is kept: your identity. The scriptures show us that the past is not arbitrarily deleted as if your endurance meant nothing. The book of Enoch reveals the holy ones in the heavens praying on behalf of the blood of the covenant faithful. Your past contains the very evidence of your loyalty. You are a chassid, a faithful one who held to the covenant truth during the dark and partial age. That identity, forged in the fires of your earthly life, is permanently recorded. But if your identity is kept, what exactly is done away with? The answer is found in the Gospel of John. The scripture says, "A woman when she is giving birth has pain, because her hour has come. But as soon as she has delivered the child, she remembers no more the anguish, because of the joy that a human being is born into the world." Notice the precision of this promise. She remembers no more the anguish. The foundational Greek word used here for anguish is thlipsis, which literally translates to a crushing weight, intense pressure, or affliction. The word for remember is mnemonuo, which means the active, ongoing rehearsal of a memory in the mind. When the complete comes, you do not lose yourself. Instead, the active rehearsal of that crushing pressure completely ceases. The pain, the trauma, and the heavy weight of the partial age are so entirely eclipsed by the joy of your new inheritance that your mind simply no longer has the capacity or the desire to recall the anguish. But how is this weight actually removed? In the architecture of the covenant, things do not simply vanish. They must be legally and structurally resolved. This brings us to the priesthood. When the era of partial understanding comes to an end, the administration of the new kingdom is handed over to a royal Levitical priesthood. It is their jurisdiction to handle the weight of your history. The scriptures in this draw point us directly to the bronze altar before the priestly tabernacle. Bronze is the metal of judgment and testing. Your earthly anguish, your painful memories, and the transgressions of the past are brought to this altar. Deuteronomy tells us they are placed there as a whole consecrated burnt offering. In a whole burnt offering, absolutely nothing is kept back. The sacrifice is entirely consumed by fire. Your past is translated from heavy, earthly anguish into smoke, ascending to YHWH, leaving no heavy residue for you to carry. Once the past is consumed at the altar, the priests bear the Ark of the Covenant and physically lead you across the boundary line, coming up out of the transitional waters. You leave the heavy history of the partial age buried permanently in the riverbed. This removal of the past leaves a profound void in the human mind. After a lifetime of being defined by our earthly histories, what takes the place of those consumed memories? YHWH does not leave a vacuum. When that which is partial is done away with, a massive, tangible inheritance rushes in to fill the space. First, the void is filled with a new perimeter. The Psalms declare, "Because you, YHWH, will bless the covenant faithful, with sacred favor will you surround him as with a shield." In the partial age, your mind was surrounded by the pressure of past memories. In the appointed season, the memory of vulnerability is completely replaced by the reality of being impenetrable. Second, your standing is relocated. Enoch tells us that your name is raised aloft to the Son of Man, away from those who dwell on the earth. The downward pull of earthly history is severed. Finally, your source of life completely shifts. Jeremiah warns that those who depart from the covenant are recorded in the ground, defined by dust, the past, and mortality. But your inheritance is the fountain of living waters. Living water is constantly flowing, fresh and new. It washes away the stagnant pools of earthly memory, continuously refreshing your mind with the immediate, overwhelming presence of YHWH. So, will your past and your memories be done away with? Yes, at the appointed season, the exact moment the complete arrives, the active recollection of your pain will stop. Your transgressions will perish. The crushing weight of your history will be entirely consumed at the bronze altar. Your true identity will remain intact, standing in absolute joy, drinking from the fountain of living waters, surrounded by a shield of sacred favor. And you will remember the anguish no